I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it. So what is it that caused thousands of people to assault this building and try to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America? What caused that? I want to find that out. I personally find it offensive that we are accusing the United States military, our general officers, our commissioned, non-commissioned officers, of being, quote, woke or something else because we're studying some theories that are out there.
Ivy League educated 40-year veteran. Those on the right didn't take kindly to the Joint Chiefs' rebuke of Republican attacks on critical race theory. General Milley's remarks elicited this attack on Fox News tonight.
Mark Milley is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He didn't get that job because he's brilliant or because he's brave or because the people who know him respect him. He is not, and they definitely don't. Milley got the job because he is obsequious. He knows who to suck up to, and he's more than happy to do it. Feed him a script, and he will read it. Hard to believe that man wears a uniform. He's that unimpressive. Notice he never defined white rage, and we should know what it is. What is white rage? He's not just a pig, he's stupid.
With us to talk about what we've just witnessed is General Barry McCaffrey, decorated combat veteran of Vietnam, former battlefield commander in the Persian Gulf, former cabinet member, former member of the National Security Council. He retired, by the way, as a four-star general in the U.S. Army. General, for the civilians watching you and me tonight, please let them know what they should know about your friend and your fellow four-star General Milley.
Well, you know, I've known Mark Milley since he was a one-star in Afghanistan. I watched him in combat. I've been very closely associated with him over the years. It is my objective view that he's one of the most effective combat leaders we've had since World War II. He actually is brilliant. He's a Princeton grad, world-class athlete at Princeton, hockey player. He is incredibly brave. He was involved in shootouts in downtown Sadr City, armed with a pistol. He actually is widely respected in the armed forces. He spent a good bit of his Army career, military career, in combat. So, you know, that Fox TV interview is like the world turned upside down. I was very proud of him. He was very direct. And by the way, he's one of the bluntest people I've seen in uniform. He does not suffer fools lightly. And he and Secretary Austin, I think, did a remarkable job in just speaking directly to the challenge. We do have institutional racism baked into America's DNA. We do have to address it. For God's sakes, we got 8 Army posts named after Confederate generals who fought to preserve slavery. So we got to get into this subject. We will work it out. In many ways, the armed forces is the least racist institution in this country, but we got a long way to go, and Mark Milley's the guy to help us get there.
General, in my experience, and I defer to yours, Fox News is on the lion's share of the televisions, in the mess halls, ready rooms, and lounges, in bases, foreign and domestic. What would it do to the ranks to hear a Fox News anchor call the chairman of the Joint Chiefs a pig and stupid?
Well, it's a terrible gesture to make on the part of anybody about a public servant, never mind one of Mark Milley's dedication and talent. Look, I've never bought into the notion that the armed forces is rife with extremism because they're watching Fox TV. I don't believe that at all. 40% of the armed forces are minorities of one sort or another. They're basically, it's an apolitical institution. Certainly the officer corps is. They will not tell you who they voted for. They're prohibited by law from all sorts of actions. So I think that the country ought to have a lot of confidence that if you go to an infantry battalion in the 82nd Airborne Division or a Marine battalion at Quantico, you're going to find dedicated people. 60,000 killed and wounded in the war on terror fighting to protect this country. So it's a terrible insult to attack these people who are out there trying to protect America.
There's also this. Let me play this clip for you. This was Fox News last evening.
the idea that we are sending our tax dollars to this military to an attempt to weed out so-called extremists, which just means conservative evangelical, as far as I can tell. We're paying for that? Why is Congress not saying we're not going to give you a penny until all of this is eradicated from the military budget? Nothing. This is my offer to you. Nothing. That's what I would say.
So, General, how will that message land to the forward deployed who owe everything they have to the Home Office at the Pentagon? How does that comment strike you?
It's sheer twaddle. It doesn't mean anything. I find this hard to believe that somebody of obvious intelligence and experience would make that kind of a statement. The defense of the American people is the primary responsibility of Congress under Article 1 of the Constitution. The armed forces are the most powerful single force on the face of the earth, 2.1 million men and women. And they're prepared to defend America, both internally and externally, from those who would threaten the Constitution. We got to respect them. We're making our reenlistment quotas. We're attracting some of the best top 20% of American youth into our ranks. We do have to guard against extremists in the force. We've got to keep the military people with badges and guns and uniforms need to be carefully observed by the authorities. So, you know, that whole interview there is just the stuff of twits.